Oh, hello everyone. Hi there. Welcome to the live stream. Real quick, I'm gonna share this right quick. Hang on. Hi everyone. Sorry about that. Had a little. Oh my gosh. And now like battery's low. What's up, everybody? Hi. Oh my gracious. Let's see. Is the phone actually charging? Because if it's not, things are not gonna be good for very long. This I can promise you. Let's make sure that's doing it. MG, it's charging. Okay, cool. We are so good. What is up, everybody? Hello. Hi. Welcome in. Welcome in. How is everybody? It's like kind of late. I hope that's not a big deal. I imagine this is like kind of like ideal time for live streaming is like very late at night. And if you're in like Europe anywhere, it's really late. Like it is probably later than you should be up. What's up, Tristan? What's up, Arturo? What's up? Hi, clothes nerds. Hi, it's 3 a.m. What's up, Goblin? Hmm. Any geobaskets in the house? What's up? Geobasket. The very rare Monday stream. Yeah, actually, so this is a very rare Monday stream, and there's a very specific reason for that. Um, that I'm going to get into as soon as we get a few more people up and popping. I don't know. Maybe we'll just like stick at 25 people here. I don't know. Um, how's everybody doing? What is anybody like doing anything like super cool during the live stream? Like, is anybody like skiing and was like, hold on one second, Bliss is going live. Let me watch this for a second. Marley said, isn't this Fashion Friends Hangout number 9? Is it fashion? No, it's number 8. I'm gonna explain that in a second. Thank you, Marley, for pointing that out. Yeah, everybody's reporting live from bed. Okay, cool. And Jam CC22 is making pants. Pause the Netflix. Oh, Ben, what were you watching on Netflix? Because we were just watching The Witcher, and it looked pretty cool. I came in like pretty late, and I just saw a bunch of people being murdered. I think I might have to like sit on the floor or something because like I can't get this to be right. Let's see. I don't know. Maybe. Hey B, are you gonna go upstairs at all anymore? Okay, I'm gonna go flip that light off. I'm gonna go turn the light off upstairs, and that way I can like tilt this up a little bit more, and I won't get all like washed out. Oh, drawing commissions. That's cool. Somebody else is eating a burger. Bennett should be doing homework. No, you shouldn't. Hang on. Right then. Oh, gosh, now it's like dark as fuck in here. Okay. Oh, guys, we're having so many problems. The stream, the live stream. Cool. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the the welcome to the Margella dungeon, everyone. Late at night here. Um, dang, I wish we like had like a better light setup. That's like one thing where I'm not super pleased because like it's all of the lights that I have are just lights that like do like this. Like I could flip that on, but then like I feel like that's like oppressive almost. Yeah, I guess I should get like a lamp or something. Yeah, Lindsay was like, you could continue to entertain them with your technical issues. Um, but yeah, definitely need to get like a selfie light or something. Um, Yeah, I guess this is good in comparison. Yeah, like a huge light diffuser. Honestly, I want a light diffuser that's like bigger than a window. It's so good. That would be excellent. Oh, hell yeah. Could you plug that in like right there?
Yeah.
And then just put it on the table? Thank you. Lindsay might be saving our lighting situation here. I was like, I want to be all like comfy on the couch, but then like, is that? Mm? Yeah, this is a little bit more of an ambient. Thank you, babe. Wow. Thank you, Lindsay. Um, Michael Tandy just said, "What have I missed?" You literally missed nothing. We've had 5.5 minutes of technical difficulties over here. Shouldn't be too hard to figure out, but there we are with the technical difficulties. So, yeah. So just to give a quick explanation as to why where everyone is saying thank you, Lindsay, and she blows you all a kiss. So yesterday, I also did a live stream, and I brought up something casually that was submitted to one of the what did I learn? What did you learn about fashion this week? And started talking about it a little bit, and it became like a 10-minute conversation about the accusation that is not a correct accusation. That not well, yeah, not substantiated accusation that Carol Christian Powell has done experiments with human skin in different clothing projects. That is something that is not substantiated by any kind of evidence and is actually like the only reference points right now that we've found. I have two archivists who are really good friends of mine that focus on Carol's work. They are currently digging through all of their archives and translating some documents to see if we can find anything about that. But both of them said, for now, there is absolutely nothing other than just vague rumor stuff that implies that. And since that would be a very serious crime in most countries, I don't want there to be a video up where I focus in on that for a really long time, because I don't want anything negative to get started about somebody. And if it was like something like Carol was really mean to his ex one time, like that I guess would be one thing. But yeah, that's a pretty serious accusation, and there is nothing that substantiates that. And so I removed that video, pulled it down. And then within like 20 minutes, I got like 10 messages or so of people saying like, where'd the live stream go? I didn't get to see it yesterday. I want to watch the live stream. And so this is me making that up because that's not really fair to you guys. So I do want to apologize because that is 100% my bad. I was just kind of talking about it because I was just not thinking about what I was saying. And so that was 100% my bad, because as a result, like, you guys are kind of getting punished because you got a video taken away from you. But here we are. Hopefully this is making up for it, because we're just going to do another live stream right here. So let's see. Oh yeah, Bennett said it was oh yeah, someone brought up, I guess, Cerulli Rect. Yeah, Cerulli Rect obviously that's obviously a totally different thing, as we talked about yesterday, because Cerulli the whole thing was an art project, and he was having his own abdomen skin surgically removed and then tanning his own skin to make a ring. That obviously is a very different kind of thing than someone accusing someone of using other people's human skin for something. But anyway, just to get off that topic completely. So the way that all these live streams work, for those who have not been in before, is that we take topics from the people who support me on Patreon, who are in the $9 and up tier a month. And those people are awesome. There's I want to say like maybe, I actually don't know off the top of my head, maybe 20 or 30 of those people, but they are all really cool. Most of them know way more about clothes than I do. All very advanced people. And yeah, we take topics from those people, and then we start discussions about them. And if anybody, happen to want to, while you're laying in bed there, jump onto patreon.com/BlissFoster and sign on up, I surely would appreciate it, because you get to join the Discord, you get to hang out with everybody. Even if you're just in the $3 tier, you get to hang out with everybody, like Cass and Bennett, and I'm sure like a billion people from the Discord are in the server right now. Um, anyway, so topic that got submitted that I thought was really cool was talking about kind of bondage influence in fashion and like kind of the Vivienne Westwood sex era stuff and maybe some of the seditionary stuff and just like the general, I guess like bondage at this point is like where do you even trace that back to? Um, I guess the Belgians all were like really heavy, kind of collectively into the bondage thing in the '90s, and that probably like drove that up a whole lot. Yeah, the Edward Scissorhands book. Thank you. um, I don't know, like just kind of wanted to talk about that topic in general. And the first thing that came to mind when they brought that up was kind of where that look is at right now. And I think maybe we've reached about as much of a peak point for like sex bondage stuff that we can possibly reach, but it would be so interesting if it got more intense. But like I live in the middle of nowhere in Virginia, and I can say that like the sort of like e-boy look, like the kind of like TikTok teen look of like the stripy shirts and lots of chains and like lots of chains hanging from weird places, but like your hair is really done and you just look cute and you don't have any acne. Um, that look is happening here. um, there are teens walking around with that very look, and what's up, Sugar Free? Hello. Um, oh, there's Ci. What's up? Ci is like our newest patron. He is awesome. Yeah, that look is a whole mood. And I can definitely say that like the equivalent of like the e-boy thing when I was in high school, the like kind of like new wave of emo stuff where it's like I wear extremely tight band tees, like tighter than Under Armour shirts, and like I don't even have to be standing up very straight and my midriff is showing, and I wear like girl jeans because there are no jeans that are available in men's sizes that are not like designer jeans. So you go to Old Navy women's section and you buy very tight pants, and you wear that with whatever shoes. Shoes were like so unimportant where I was growing up to like the way that you looked. I don't know why that is, but just like whatever sneakers you would just like wear with that. And yeah, your hair had to be all like long and in your face and stuff. So I was definitely like doing the like equivalent of the e-boy thing when I was that age. But yeah, the bondage thing is like it's almost like kind of expected. Like if you go to like a club in New York or something, like it would almost be like weird to not see somebody wearing something that's very heavily inspired by bondage stuff. And like like if a full fashion week happened and like no major designers were referencing bondage in some very intentional serious way, I feel like that would be weird. um, so like in fashion, I feel like we've reached this like kind of peak point where like guys are wearing like sheer tops on dudes on runways and stuff, and like as far as like what like dudes are buying and stuff, like that's very common among fashion people. And I feel like in the mainstream that bondage look has kind of trickled down into like the e-boy thing. I don't know. Is there like, does anyone see that getting any bigger? Like that seems like it's interesting, and it seems like it's kind of a little bit bottomless, haha, in that it can I feel like it probably could keep going because you could just kind of keep in the mainstream, you could kind of keep making that more and more extreme. And like to be honest, if it was like somewhat common to see like cool like emotional like boys in high school walking around with just like chain harnesses on as tops like during the summer, that would be cool as shit. That would be such a like piss off your parents like move for teens, that like I would be fully in support of us further embracing the like fetish bondage wear thing. I don't really see that happening because I feel like we're doing a good job like getting rid of the bullying, but I feel like that might I feel like there'd just be too many football players on the high school would be like this cannot stand. We're bringing bullying back, and they would be wrong to think that, but I do think that would happen. Um, let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna go backwards on the comments a little bit. Someone said Old Navy gimp suit. What? E-boy style kind of seems like it's dying now. Yeah, it's weird because like styles get so big so quick now that like they kind of end up dying out. I feel like a lot of like boys in suburban Virginia here like spent Christmas money getting the e-boy look and they're already getting kind of tired of it. As part of this conversation, sort of co-opting of something ingrained in some lanes of queer culture that may not necessarily be acknowledged as a source. Yeah, I think that I mean, gosh, like so many things. I made a tweet that was like funny in the way that I worded it, but sort of, I mean, serious in its intention, where I was like, so is there a point where like all of the straight fashion guys are gonna like thank the gays with maybe like a parade, or like maybe we like throw them a surprise party, or like, because yeah, they're like queer culture is 100% responsible for that one for sure. And I mean, gosh, there's so many things in fashion that are just monumentally influential that just were brought about. You know, you can trace them all the way back to queer culture. Ballroom stuff is obviously like everywhere now. Like that's the whole ballroom scene stuff is like that's so huge. But yeah, queer culture is definitely responsible for so much stuff. And it's weird because I feel like when stuff goes mainstream like that, um, it gets co-opted by people who maybe themselves are not super accepting of queer culture. Maybe people who are actively homophobic, and that always like kind of sucks because it's like, yeah, I mean that sucks for obvious reasons. I don't think I have a pretty well read audience. I don't feel like I need to go into too much detail about why that sucks. I don't feel like we need to circle back on that. Um, Bennett said, "Don't worry, suburban Virginia e-boys. You can sell your e-boy clothing on Depop." um, oh yeah, Sugar Free said, I dress better than my gay friends. I don't really understand that stigma." Yeah, that's another thing where it's like this. I feel like we're now reaching a place where I mean it's not, we're not there yet, we're not perfect yet, but we're in a place where like people can safely be out, and it's suppressed enough that like like I know, yeah, I also know a lot of like gay dudes who are like not into clothes at all and actually like smell bad sometimes. And like I feel like now opened it up to where it's like you can just be yourself, and many gay dudes are embracing it, which is great. It's like, don't have to be interior design guy if you don't want to be. Um, humanity. Oh, Man of the Tempest asked what the Patreon link is. It's literally just patreon.com/blissfoster. YouTube doesn't let me go live with links. That's like that's more of a feature of, what's that thing called? The video game streaming. Yeah, I always link, yeah, a bunch of people are saying this about the Patreon thing. I link it in the description like after the stream is done, but it's literally just patreon.com/blissfoster. Oh my gosh, there's this whole conversation about something about Africa that I cannot figure out what's going on with. Trying to find other stuff about the like. All right, so down at the bottom, new comments. Let's go. Is the not just e-boy, but like is like the fetish wear thing, is that like going to get bigger? Do you think that that's going to remain a like huge source of reference for designers? it's so like foundational for houses like Andemühlemeister that like I can't I can't imagine like Andemühlemeister with like all of that gone. That would be so strange. And like Rick is never gonna stop doing the fetish thing, I think, as long as he lives. That would seem very strange for Rick to fully move away from that. Um, I love also that Rick does not half-ass that. Another pun. Um, that like Rick will like release stuff where it's like, yeah, fetish wear was like a big inspiration this season. Also, I made this softcore pornography magazine. It is all about like someone dragging me around through a butt plug that I am wearing that also has a horse's tail on it. By the way, speaking of that, did anyone read the interview with Rick Owens where it's a written interview, but someone like sits down with him and says like, makes some joke about, dang, it's either he or Rick makes some joke about like butt plugs, and Rick like it says like laugh. Rick laughs, and then and he's like, I have a whole collection of butt plugs here. Do you want to see them? And the interviewer like said, he was like, I like got like very nervous and flustered all of a sudden and said, of course, please. And Rick laughed and said, I'm just joking with you. I don't have any butt plugs here. and and yeah, it was like before he like pulled it on him, he like went into something about like have like a horse mane butt plug here, I can show you, and he was like, I don't have anything to back that up. I was just joking. I can't imagine Rick Owens joking with me. That would be so cool. Oh my gosh, yeah, someone brought up Christine. I love Christine. I was introduced to Christine through and you actually, I think you spelled it wrong. It's Christeene. Spelled the way that like no one is actually named that. Yeah, Christine is epic. She's the coolest. I learned about her work through Rick. I actually saw from the Rick meetup, the book signing thing in New York. I think that was the one that Christine went to. And I remember flipping through like pictures of like, what did everyone wear to the Rick meetup thing? And I remember seeing the picture of Christine and being like, whoa, whoa. Most intense outfit award goes to this one here. And then I later learned through another Rick interview or something where he was like, Christine's music is the only new music that I ever listened to. Like, I urge you to go listen. And I did. And it's like, it's very similar to Death Grips. Christine is fucking sick. It's very good. If you like Death Grips and like 100 gecs and stuff, like you for sure will like Christine. It's so good. I'm actually worried about Rick. Have you seen Lammy? She's getting putty away from being completely mummified. She's just old. Don't be mean to my wife, Michelle Lammy. Have you seen Joe King's Christine? And apparently Rick is in one of the Christine music videos. That's cool. See, I just said, when will you move out of Virginia to pursue serious networking? I am serious networking. Okay, so I think we're kind of done with this topic. Cool. Let's see. I don't know. What do you guys want to talk about? Because I was only given one topic from my super cool patrons of the $9 and up tier. Then again, I only gave them like, I decided I was going to do this live stream like rather last minute, and so I only gave them like an hour to give me topics, and understandably, only one popped up. But yeah, what do you guys want to talk about? Let's spark a little conversation. And oh yeah, someone said Postmore and Rod. The Rick Owens Discord is maybe the most. I've been to just about every like forum and stuff. Like I used to be on Strictly Supreme, and like I used to lurk a lot in Style Zeitgeist and like Style Forum and what is it, Super Future and stuff. Rick Owens Discord is a friendly place. It is a very, very friendly place, but it is one of the most intimidating fashion communities ever because everyone in that place is so fucking knowledgeable. It is wild. So yeah, I don't post there very much just because like I don't have like hardly anything to contribute because like I don't own any Rick. Actually, I've never owned any Rick. I really want to own some Rick, but I've just not found the right piece at the right price and all that. Ben Hanna asked what I think of John Galliano from Margella. We actually talked about that last live stream on the 7th live stream. We went into a lot of detail about that, and I don't want to rehash old stuff, but we had a really good conversation about that. Someone asked what brand has that Star Wars like drip. Can you give me a Star Wars type beat? Oh, okay. So apparently Rick Owens is in the music video for Christine's song "Butt Muscle," which is also like the best song by Christine. Okay, well, tell you what. While we're getting topics, you guys want to see my record collection? Let's see. Wait, record collection or anime? Which one are we doing? Quick, first one. Record collection, anime. Anime it is. Keep posting topics. But okay, so here's the deal. I love anime so much with my whole heart. But I think I kind of have weird taste with anime. So I don't really watch very many shows. I'm most of the stuff that I gravitate towards and want to like watch and rewatch is movies, like the actual like feature length films, and I really don't like streaming them, like on like what Anime Kiss and stuff. Mostly because I can't, like, buffering makes me extremely angry, which is weird. I have this like weird thing where if something has to like buffer or load or something, I get just really mad. And like half the reason I watch anime is for the animation style and stuff, and so I need it to be really crisp. So I like look for deals and I buy stuff on Blu-ray and then I watch it on a loop while I edit. So I'm gonna get all this down and then we're gonna go through it real quick because hot damn, if you like anime and want to get into it, I strongly recommend some of this shit. Okay. Have you seen how many handfuls I've had to get down here? I really like anime, guys. Okay. Where are we starting? Okay. We're just going to like go through. Cowboy Bebop. Obviously, this is like default. You don't even have to be into anime to know that like, oh yeah, Cowboy Bebop. Everybody says that's super good. I'm just going to skip the stuff that like I'm not crazy about. There's some stuff that I like bought and was not like super crazy about. This movie is fucking incredible. This is a Ghibli film. It's not a Miyazaki film. Miyazaki was involved with it, but yeah, this is like The Borrowers, essentially, and it's the animation's incredible on it, and the character design is really, really good. This is a good one if you like meme anime a whole lot. Satellite Girl and Milk Cow is a lovely story that does have some really beautiful animation, and is also just superbly weird. This is sort of The Stranger. This is very good. If you, the animation on it is beautiful, and also this has like maybe the best like fight scene of any anime movie I've ever seen in my life. This is extremely good. The fighting is like really well styled and very well animated. Here's a movie that probably no one has heard of that is called it's called Spirited Away. It wasn't very good. Just kidding. That's like the best movie of all time. I love Spirited Away. Here's a movie I was super disappointed in. This is a movie called Garden of Words that has really pretty animation, but is also about a teacher developing a relationship with a child. Can't get with it. Looking to sell it. That one I didn't love. That one I didn't love. No. Okay, this is... Okay, I never hear people talk about this movie. This movie is fucking crazy. Welcome to the Space Show is so worth watching. It's great. The dub, by the way, I basically only watch dubbed anime, so sue me. The The dub of this actually is very good. A lot of dubbing is pretty trash, I can definitely admit. But I like watching it in the background. Like I'm not actually like actively viewing it with my eyes, so I can't really do. Yeah, everybody's like, "Wow, fuck Bliss." Yeah, that happened on the Discord server recently too. I like mentioned that. I was like, "Oh, well, I mostly watch dubbed anime," and everybody was like, "Fuck you, Bliss." So, but this is phenomenal. The animation is beautiful. This is about as well concepted out. Like you can tell, you know how like when you watch Miyazaki movies, like you can tell that like every even like background characters, like the animators like know what trash is in that character's pocket. Like everything seems so pristine detail wise. Um, yeah, this is on that level. No one from Ghibli was involved with this. It is so good. Welcome to the Space Show is fantastic. Mirai, this is super good. A little less magic. I like there to be a lot of magic in my anime. A little less magic than I prefer, but the animation for this is absolutely beautiful. And it is an entire movie that is focused on the life of like a 5-year-old boy, which is a really hard thing to pull off. They like talk about that in the interviews a whole lot, where they were like, I don't think there's been any feature-length films that are entirely devoted to the perspective of a 5-year-old boy, because like 5-year-old boys are just like not like they can't really articulate enough in order to be engaging with a story, and so they found like a narrative way to make that possible. It's really good. This is the best movie. Okay, so this is in my top 10 anime ever. Penguin Highway is fucking incredible. This is as good or better than most Ghibli movies. This is very, very good. And it's the first movie by this director. I cannot wait to see more stuff from him. It's unbelievable. And what's crazy is that the second half of this movie is infinitely better than the first half. There's like a thing that happens with anime movies where like there's like a setup and like the story is progressing, and then like usually like 2/3 of the way through or 3/4 of the way through, like everything goes bananas. Like in Princess Mononoke, like when the boars start like attacking, like that's that moment. And like Akira, when he starts like kind of morphing and blowing up and stuff, that's that moment. This like kind of like turn moment in the narrative where everything goes crazy. This has the best turn moment of any anime movie I've ever seen. Instead of everything becoming like so bonkers that you're like, I don't really understand what's going on, this is not that great, it gets so much better. Like I honestly, like most of the time when I'm rewatching this, I restart it at that turn moment and watch it from there because it's just so good. Okay, so this is a collection of short films. It's called Short Piece. Anime directors are really into making collections of short films. But this has how many short films on it? 1, 2, 3, oh, just 4. They're so good though. The first one is just okay, but the last one is directed by the guy that did Akira, Otomo, and it's perfect. It is just the short film that's called A Farewell to Weapons that is on Short Piece. That is also in my top 10 favorite anime of all time. It's incredible. It's literally just about like 5 soldiers like in the near future, like fighting in a war zone, and it's just incredible. The animation is like, this is how on earth is animation this good. The creme de la creme, of course, is this little thing, the collected works of Hayao Miyazaki. This is wonderful. I like watch these constantly. This is so good. And like this is like normally like $300 or something. I somehow got it for $100 and it was brand new. But yeah, this. Oh, it's coming. Lindsay was like, if you don't tell them about your name, I'm going to divorce you. Your name is definitely coming. Paprika, it's good. Anybody who's into anime knows about Satoshi Kon. Satoshi Kon's a pretty smart guy. I wish he was still with us. Wolf Children is incredible. This is another one that's in my top 10. Wolf Children is outstanding. I really love Wolf Children a whole super lot. A Letter to Momo is extremely good, very magical, and a lot more serious than you would think looking at that cover. But Letter to Momo is outstanding. Has anyone heard of this movie, Akira? Obviously, Akira, extremely good. This is one of the only shows that I watch. It's called Mushishi. The dub for this is outstanding. Dub for this is so good. The voice actor that they got to play Ginkgo, main character, is like super, super good. Yeah, Lindsay, someone named Colin Rice just said, your name made me cry 3 times.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're right, Colin. You are correct.
Lindsay says you're right, Colin. You are correct. Yeah, your name is heartbreaking. It's extremely good. Actually, on Wednesday, Lindsay and I are going to see the pre-release of Weathering with You, which is the follow-up to Your Name. It's not like the same story or anything, but definitely going to be incredible. Grave of the Fireflies, also very good anime movie that has not been removed from the packaging yet. Girls Last Tour is another show that I watch. Very, very peaceful. Not a lot of jokes. I don't like funny anime for some reason. Very calming, very peaceful. It is about 2 young girls who have survived the apocalypse and have to drive a tank around the world looking for food and gasoline. It's very calming. Pompoko is one of the most underrated anime movies of all time. It is a Studio Ghibli film. It's an early one. It is about transforming raccoons who have ginormous testicles and sometimes use those testicles to fight humans. I'm not joking. That is actually what it's like. The animation is beautiful. It is a really well-concepted magical movie that tells a very incredible story. But yeah, they have huge testicles, all of them, and they use them to fight humans. Also, they can transform. So that's pretty cool. We're almost done here, and then we're going to check on topics and talk about clothes again. Lou Over the Wall is really good. It's like a musical anime. So it's like about like kids starting a rock band together, but also there's this like magical girl. Just a very beautiful story. It's great. Tekken King, another top 10 anime of all time. Tekken King Crete is, I don't know how to describe it. Yeah, it's extremely good. The thing on the front actually is like telling the truth when it says one of the best anime movies ever. It's extremely good. I want there to be a Blu-ray release so bad. But yeah, the animation in this is extremely different. It's almost like kind of a westernized anime style almost. Extremely tasteful use of CG. It's just outstanding. And it like also is another one that kind of makes you cry and is also like super epic and awesome fight scenes. Another extremely underrated anime is just called Mononoke. This is a show, there's only like 7 episodes of it. Also no Blu-ray release for this one. Definitely no dub for this one. This is like anime that was started like from the ground zero with this. They weren't like, well, we're gonna kind of make it like this thing, which is fine, but it's total. That's a very common thing in anime. I feel like where everybody's like, we're doing this genre of anime. This is gonna be like this kind of show. If you think like this with this and this, like it's that. Which is fine. I mean, a lot of anime that I love is all based and inspired by each other. This is inspired by nothing. This is starting from ground zero, and the result is some of the trippiest animation style ever. But it's really, really beautiful, and it's very intoxicating. I learned about this because a friend of mine who's a model, her name's Elle. They have multiple tattoos from this show. And I was like, you only have like 5 tattoos. You have like 2 tattoos that are just based on this show. Someone asked what the director is. Kenji Nakamura. I'm not sure what else they have done, but Mononoke is like #1 recommendation. I mean, it's really short. Like it's on, what's it on? It's on Crunchyroll, and I'm sure you could find it on like Kiss Anime and stuff. The Boy and the Beast, extremely good. Red Line, extremely good. Kind of watch on repeat for forever. Lindsay made a really good note about Metropolis, and that she was like, that could have like had no characters in it, and I just like watch their background animations for like an hour and a half. That was really beautiful. Which is very true. The animation for that, especially the background animation, is great. Colorful is really good. This is like, I bought it for like $4 or something on Right Stuff Anime, and like this is a very unusual movie. Really beautiful animation. Couldn't believe it was so cheap. And like all the reviews of it are really bad, but it's a great movie. Nino's Journey is good. Made in Abyss is really good. I really wish this had been better. The Children Who Chase Lost Voices. It's sort of like the guy that made The Boy and the Beast and stuff. This is him kind of trying to do a Miyazaki movie, and it's just okay. You can tell that that is not his forte. He's not fully practiced in the musical or the magical genre. And then, of course, Your Name. Like, best anime movie of all time? Maybe? I don't know.
Yes.
Lindsay says yes. And finally, Royal Space Force. Really beautiful animation. Very good world building. All right. That's all my anime. So now... What? Oh yeah, someone was like, "Isn't Mononoke based on like woodblock print Edo era stuff?" Yeah, I think it is. I more meant like it's not based on other anime. It's not based on established anime tropes or character or story or like genre and stuff. Like as far as like being a work of anime, they were very much starting from ground zero. Wait a second. Lindsay! Did Lindsay comment on this? Bird girlfriend, are you actually my wife? So someone said, honestly, I've stopped watching anime and movies and I've just been listening to Taz Balance recently because I'm always doing something that makes it so I can't watch a video. So that's the exact reality of my wife. So Taz Balance is, Taz stands for The Adventure Zone. It's a podcast by 3 very funny brothers and their father who play Dungeons and Dragons together and have hundreds of hours of it recorded, but they're actually like really skilled storytellers, and they're all outrageously funny. They're extremely funny people, but they managed to tell this, I mean, just through a podcast, so you're just listening to it. They're actually playing D&D, but like the storyline that the brother that is the DM comes up with is like, it's great. It's like really strong storytelling in the format of a D&D podcast, which is wild. But yeah, that's like all Lindsay listens to. So I have a feeling that Lindsay just created an account called Bird Girlfriend and posted that. But if not, Bird Girlfriend, you and my wife are like the same person. Yeah, someone was like, I didn't know Weathering with You was a thing until now. Yeah, it's coming out on Wednesday. I'm so fucking excited. Oh yeah, somebody mentioned that movie that Yoji. So I can't remember if I mentioned this on a live stream before or not, but like I really want to make it where these live streams are one where we can watch old movies together. Like something where like, you know how like on some of like the Twitch streams, like they'll have like the person who's like the streamer is like down here in the corner and they're just like still playing the game, but then the rest of the screen is occupied by like the actual playing of the game. And I'm sure that's extremely common. I kind of want to do like that with me, where like I'm, yeah, Lil Bliss, like sitting down there. And yeah, okay, so Late Spring by Ozu, cool. Yeah, an overlay, thank you, Tristan. If anyone has any movie recommendations for that, they need to be like old enough that the copyright like isn't going to be a big deal on it. And maybe we'll do it like silent. We probably would do it silent so that we can all like talk and like do like commentary and stuff. We would just be watching it for the clothes, but might need to like run it backwards or something weird. But yeah, there's always like designers like Tom Ford, especially. Like if you ever listen to this interview that the Vogue podcast did with Tom Ford, where who is the guy? Who's the guy that works for Vogue and he's been there for years? Andre Leontali. Andre Leontali is interviewing Tom Ford, and at one point they get started on like movies that inspire them in a fashion way, and boy did they go off. Like the two of them start naming dozens of movies that I have never heard of in my entire life, and like and they're like both like have you ever watched like like I can't remember the names of these. It was just all just like have you ever seen like Bird in a Vase? And it's just like I love. Of course, I've seen Bird in a Vase. I love Bird in a Vase. I've seen Bird in a Vase at least 100 times. Have you seen The Man in the Olden River? Like they're all just like just name these like random ass movies that I've never heard of, and but yeah, I kind of want to like dig into like movies from that era that were like, oh, Lindsay's here. Bird girlfriend. Lindsay said, "Bird girlfriend. Taz Balance is my everything. Those Mackle boys are the best." Lindsay, I seriously thought that was that you had like slyly created an account over there on our computer and that you were like just commenting as Bird girlfriend. Um, that's cool. You guys should be friends now. But if anyone knows of any of those movies that would be good for us to watch with no sound backwards so we don't hit with copyright stuff, that would be great. Please send those to me on Instagram. What else? Oh yeah, one movie that we for sure have to watch is this movie that Yoji Yamamoto designed all the costuming for. Apparently he didn't really like doing that, or no, it was the opera that he really didn't care for. Yeah, he like costumed this like whole opera, and he like said he was like there at the opera watching it and being like, this project was very hard. I really wish I had not done this. This was too much. Mike says, "Oh, OMG, Bird in a Vase is such a good movie." Yeah, Andre Leon Talley is pretty cool. Andre Leon Talley is like an encyclopedia of visual reference. Like if you ever listen to him like start like talking about like designer references and stuff, like he has sort of an unending knowledge about like how people reference things and what they're referencing and the origins of things. I'm trying to look for other comments here. Okay, so JM this question, and as long as we can, as long as Bliss can stay on topic, we can talk about this. Um, he says, "How do you feel about fur slash leather slash Carol Christian Poel leather with the blood infusion? Does it cross a line, or is it art enough to be worth being made, even with the animal cruelty involved?" So I believe what he's referring to. Someone correct me if I'm saying this wrong. But I think the technique that he's talking about is in order to make leather not see through. It's to in order to make the. He's just talking about processes where like animals have to be drained of their blood before they're killed, or like the animals have to have like ink injected into their veins before they are like while they're still alive and stuff, like stuff that their processes for doing specialty leather things that when you read the processes on paper it sounds very painful for the animal. It's not like obviously for people who are vegan, all of these things are cruel and horrible and stuff, but for those who are not vegan, the idea is that you're okay with it because the animal is, if it's like free range or what have you, like if the animal is being treated well in the first place, then the idea is that like the little like puncture thing just like suddenly like just all the lights go out and then the animal gets like tanned and all this stuff. And so it's like the animal's like living and like for the idea is, none of this is my personal thoughts on this because I actually am in like a place where I'm like rethinking all this stuff and trying to figure out my actual thoughts about it. But the idea is that you're the animal's living a relatively normal for an animal happy life and then like just suddenly like dies, but these processes are things that sound like they would be actively painful to the animal while they are alive. So I don't know, is that stuff okay? It would be nice if people could maybe like say what perspective they're speaking from. Like if you are a vegan, would definitely love to hear any thoughts at all about that or things in general. And if you're not a vegan but like a vegetarian, or but you have a problem with animals being used for leather and stuff, just kind of like give a little bit of a heads up about like where you're coming from on that. Because I remember like after I posted some factoid about the process that goes into making some of like Carol's coats with the animal and stuff. I remember like a bunch of people who do own leather stuff like being like, holy shit, like that's very intense. Um, okay, let's see what anybody said here. Yeah, Lindsay brought up a good point here. Um, she has some very epic fur coats that are epic. Is a good word for it. But yeah, buying secondhand furs is obviously a way that a lot of people have like felt zero badness about it at all because you're buying something that was made decades ago and it's like either like going home with you or it's going in a landfill and kind of the deed is already done. um, you feel soccer so good, blah, 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 okay, no one's, holy whoa, what's up, oh damn. Best friend in the chat, Cody Kicklighter, friend since I was like 5 years old, is in the chat. What's up, Cody? Um, reminds me of the apocalypse. No, my entire life experience. Bird Girlfriend said, my entire life experience with fur is finding a very creepy fox abomination in the costume room while designing costumes for my high school play. Okay. Okay, so JM said, it's interesting because I'm a vegetarian, but I feel okay with leather and fur and extreme aggressive leather techniques just because of what it brings to the world of fashion. Okay. Anybody else? So someone said that Carroll himself has said that he's aware that leather work in general and stuff like that is 100% exploitation, and thus he focuses on animals that primarily are used for consumption. That's an interesting point. Oh, now Cody and my wife are going to fight over the title of best friend. Cody, that sounds like you have to come to Virginia. I don't know what else. I don't know what other option is. I mean, we've already got all this money invested in this fight, and Jack Lax said, in my personal opinion, owning leather isn't something that should be kind of whatever. Not that it should be babied, but you should be responsible to take care of the garment or item. Arturo pointed out, I don't think there's any good enough alternatives to leather at this point to justify not buying leather. Yeah, it's weird because like they're getting pretty close with like the feel of it when it's brand new. I'd be interested to know what the like really advanced faux leather stuff feels like after like a decade of consistent use, because that sort of is the reason that we've used leather for thousands of years, is because it's like this stuff is just like, this is like a god material. This is because it's skin. Um, but yeah, it almost like leather just almost kind of seems like magic a lot of the time, because it's just like it's just this like almost infinitely renewable material that seems to like gain this like beautiful patina to it as it ages and stuff, whereas plastic leather, which is ultimately what it is, kind of all, it's a bit all problematic, isn't it? But yeah, plastic leather, in my experience, does not look good after it's been worn a little bit. So you can like just forget about doing something like a brown leather pant or whatever. Like doing that with faux leather, I think would just look like trash. But maybe not. I don't know. I have not seen any of the really convincing stuff. It just seems like it just doesn't age very well. Any other topics, y'all? Yeah, Lindsay and Cody are gonna box. They're gonna stream it. Gosh. Dude, Lindsay would kick your ass. I don't feel like that would go well for you. What? Norwood Estate said, any experience with the vegan leather that's made out of apples? Does that exist? Is there vegan leather made out of apples? Shit, that would be so cool. Please tell me you weren't joking. Dang, that would be so cool. I want faux leather made out of apples. Mike asked if I've seen the new Prada show. I looked briefly at it. It looked a lot like Marnie. It's kind of weird. Oh, and a bunch of people are saying like it looks like Raph designed it. I didn't really see that as much. Like maybe loosely, but it doesn't. If anyone was serious about like, wait, did Raph actually design this? Like, I don't think that's true. What's up? Fashion Archive in the cut. Oh, and apparently Norwood Estate was not joking. Apparently there is vegan leather made of apples. I'm gonna look that up immediately after this live stream. Oh, Arline, what's up? Hey, Arline is like one of our best commenters on the channel. She's commented on almost every video, I think, and she always gives like really insightful thoughts, which is cool. And she also has fantastic taste and has a little Rick collection. She has some Rick jackets, which I'm gonna break in. I'm gonna figure out what state or country you live in and break into your house and steal your Rick jacket, even though it probably wouldn't fit on me. Samples for months. Apparently there's mushroom leather too. Like 4 people have said that, so I'll say it out loud. Mushroom leather, it exists, okay? Gushers leather jacket. Oh man, I want a Gushers leather jacket. Kombucha coats. All right, cool. Down to the bottom of the comments. OMG. Ugh. All right, so yeah, I wish we had more like established topics to talk about, but we got off on a rant about my 4-foot tall stack of anime, and we talked about some good stuff. Still circled back around to Carol Christian Howell somehow, but this time it was in a way where I didn't run my mouth and make it where we couldn't keep the video up. So yeah, great job, Bliss. See, that's why it's so nice to have editing software, because then I can just like talk fluidly for minutes at a time, and everything always just sounds so beautiful, and my voice is so soothing. Not like here, where it's like, oh, Bliss, you might have fucked up a little bit. Now we gotta take this video down. Someone said if Raph goes to Prada, I'm gonna be broke. Is he just gonna like forever like skip around from like job to job? Because that would maybe not be a terrible way to live. Like you just kind of like get a huge check from a brand, make 5 seasons for them, and then be like, all right, I'm out. I'm gonna go collect art for another couple of years, and then I'm gonna go work at Victoria's Secret next. Raph Simmons, Victoria's Secret. Oh yeah, Philip Plein by Raph. That would be really nice. No, there is no rumor circulating about Raph Simmons going anywhere. I honestly think that Raph might be done. That because I was at Dover Street like a month ago, and I asked them where the Raph stuff was, and they pointed me to like 4 things, like 4 items hanging up. It was very, very minimal. I don't know. He keeps saying like stuff along the lines of like, I'm really not crazy about fashion design right now. He seems to want to open a museum, and he really likes collecting art and hanging out with his boyfriend. I think we might lose Dad here soon. We might lose him to his very cool boyfriend and the arts. But that's cool. We've gotten like a fucking lifetime of outstanding work from him. Yeah, also, oh yeah, someone pointed out chairs. Yeah, we actually might see him designing like furniture and like home textiles and stuff. That'd be kind of cool. Not as cool as clothes, but it'd be interesting. And if it makes him happy, I want him to go do whatever he wants to do. All right. Oh yeah, and he did. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Nathan A. Nathan A. He did just announce his footwear collection. That's very true. Wonder what that's gonna look like, because it sounds like he's doing his own production process and everything. Because like the manufacturer, like that's the whole reason that you collaborate with like Adidas or whatever, is because they'll like take care of the infrastructure and stuff for you. But it sounds like he's setting up his own infrastructure for these sneakers, and that would be I don't know, that'd be kind of cool. There's like a whole thing going on in the comments because of my wife. Oh my gosh. I just need to pass over the reins to Lindsay. All right, guys. Appreciate y'all hanging out. This was like a smaller live stream, but this was really, really good. I really appreciate you guys coming in and hanging out with me. As always, it would mean a huge whole lot if you would go support on Patreon, which is just patreon.com/blissfoster. And yeah, come do the hostile takeover, Lindsay. Hostile takeover, and there's merely a closed door that's not even locked between us. I don't think that's much of a hostile takeover, just coming from an iPad in the comment section. So, hostile takeover me, bro. Go support me on Patreon. Patreon.com/blissfoster. Join the Discord. Meet people who know so much about fashion. It's incredible. Come. I was wondering if you actually would hostilely take over me. Come here and say hi real quick. This is Lindsay, everyone. Hello.
What's up?
Thank you for joining us in the comments today, Lindsay.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Just remember, vegan leather is not vegan leather. It is just plastic. Calling it plastic leather is a misnomer. It's just plastic. It's just dead dinosaurs that have been glued to your body. They're shit.
Apparently, also there's apple vegan leather.
I heard. Thank you, Norwood Estate. I have many things to research now.
Yeah. All right, cool. Love you guys all so very much, and I will talk to you soon. Oh, hey, whoa, hang on, don't leave yet. You can do whatever you want, babe. But hey, new episode tomorrow, season 5. It begins. That's 10 fingers. Season 5 begins tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. My stream is still up on Lindsay's phone, and I'm hearing myself talk back. Season 5, it begins tomorrow. That was so weird. It was like my own words on like a 5-second delay. Yeah, we're starting them at 4 p.m. now, instead of at 7 a.m. It's Eastern Standard Time. So it's a little bit of a different time frame, but everyone needs to jump in and watch because it's gonna be so good. We're basically focusing a whole bunch on the Margiela series this season. So there will be episodes that are not the Margiela series, like we have that sweet ass Balenciaga episode coming that is brought to you by you. Everybody who follows me on Instagram was like basically writing that episode. The episode writing will be, I will just kind of be the mouthpiece for all of the interpretive skills that everybody else brought to the table. That's really cool. I'm actually going to be filming that episode this week. But yeah, we have, I think, so every season is 11 episodes, and we have either 6 or 7 Margiela episodes in that. So we're going to try out doing mostly Margiela episodes because there's like 50 something of those that need to come out, and we need to knock some out. So yeah, look forward to it tomorrow. Love you guys very much. I need to go to bed. I'm so tired, but thank you so much for joining me, all. See ya.